Welcome into the Memorabilia Network. I'm Dan Nelles. Joining us today is Tim Mead, the former president of the Baseball Hall of Fame and a 40-year executive in Major League Baseball. Tim, thanks so much for joining us today.
Dan, thank you for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here.
So clearly, it's the home of legends, right? Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I mean, we could talk literally all day about all of the people that have been enshrined, men and women.
Yes.
But there's a few that I'd love to talk about. First and foremost is the recently departed Vin Scully. There's been no broadcaster that has had his tenure in baseball, over 60 years broadcasting games from Brooklyn through to Los Angeles with the Dodgers. Did you ever have any interactions with him, and what are your sort of fonder memories about him?
I did, Dan. Several, obviously, with the Angels and the Dodgers and playing each other in the Freeway Series, and then obviously with Interleague. But you get to know the broadcasters as a PR person up in the broadcast booth. And then it starts as the association, and it becomes a friendship. And the thing that I will always remember with Vin is that when he would come to Anaheim, he wouldn't have somebody call to lay out the mechanics of, can you pick me up here, can you get me up there? Vin Scully called. And then he always followed it up with a thank you after the series.
Wow.
So obviously, I would say my association started as a fan like everybody else growing up on the transistor radio, which dates me. But working with him professionally, and then when he announced that he was retiring this last year, we honored him and kind of helped put that together with John Carpino.
Did the Angels and Dodgers play?
Yes,
they did.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And our club president, but we wanted to do something different, and John worked really tirelessly on it. So we had Vin up in our press conference room on the broadcast level and called several of the players, and Mickey Hatcher, Mike Sosa, Jared Weaver, Mike Trout came up, and we gave him some different gifts. But to watch him laugh and smile and interact with everybody, obviously the history with Mickey and Mike was phenomenal.
Right.
He left me a message that I still have on my phone. It's about 55 seconds long that I feel like was, to me, and listening to it, it's almost like reading a book. There was not an awe or an There were chapters. It covered so many things.
Wow.
And it was his graciousness and his appreciation and his sincerity. It's the one message that I refuse to just put in the archives. I keep it as a live message. His consideration for everybody that he came across at our ballpark, and I know every place he went, but he was appreciative, the humbleness. When you talked to him, he looked at you. You were the conversation for him.
You were the person in the room for him.
Absolutely.
Right.
And because we were in the position of dealing with people like Vin Scully and others.
On a daily basis or a weekly basis or...
Absolutely. But other staff who had the opportunity, for them it was like almost a lifetime experience.
I'm sure.
They would come and share with us. So as much as I will always appreciate my interaction, I was equally as excited for the way he touched other people on our staff.
Right, and that's got to be incredibly rare for any person that's traveling with any team in baseball to leave that sort of indelible impression on not only you, but everyone else in the organization that had a chance to interact with him.
Absolutely, and we look at Vin, and the realization is not just the local. I mean, I sent out a text when he passed that we listened to him, we watched him, we learned from him, and now we will miss him. And I think that holds true across the country. I'm a firm believer when he called Hank Aaron's home run, there was only one man in this country that was destined from above to have been able to make that call, not just from the baseball perspective, but the historical and the social perspective.
Right.
And it was Vin Scully.
Yeah.
And I think that came from his heart at the moment.
Absolutely.
And captured it.
Absolutely.
So when I look at the flexibility, it's not just Vin Scully, the broadcaster for the Brooklyn, Los Angeles Dodgers.
Right.
It was a voice for America in sports.
No question.
And that to me is, those legends, they're gone, or they're disappearing.
Right, and there was as there was three television networks, and now there's a plethora. There was so few people that were that iconic and were that nationally known.
Right.
You know, John Madden, Al Michaels, you know, there's only a handful of them left, like you said, even now.
Absolutely.
So, and
Dick Enberg
Yes.
in our area. And I think the thing to your point is that we're so focused, centric on the one sport now, and the way the technology's improved, changed, evolved, whatever.
Yeah.
There's the production of a broadcast is different, where you used to be very reliant on listening to Vin's words.
Right.
Because it was an artist, it was a camera, you know, through his eyes to
Right.
our ears.
and he would
was
paint the audio canvas for you.
beautifully.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.